Hey, everybody. We got a few people join. Steven, hello. Devin, can you guys hear me? Hello, Jason. Please let me know if you can hear me. That way I know that my setup is okay. All right. Yes. Happy Sunday, guys and gals. Jack, good to see you, buddy. Lauren, good to have you. I was actually in the garden doing some work. Oh man, it's a beautiful day. So just wanted to come on and say hello. Yeah, happy Sunday. We have 31 people. Wow, thanks for joining, everyone. Jordan, hello. Drew, Chef Dad, hello there, sir. How are you? Justin, good to have you. Well, I recognize a lot of these names. Yeah, so I have my kids are asleep right now, so I have maybe like 30 minutes. Leon, how are you, buddy? Thanks for joining, Leon. Guys, Leon is a really technical guy that does reviews for cameras and stuff like that. So if you guys are into technology like cameras and all that, make sure to subscribe to Leon. I bought my camera through his recommendation. So yeah, make sure you check him out. Leon, thanks for coming, buddy. Happy Sunday to you. Hello, Tyler. Glenn. Chicago. How's Chicago right now? Is it cold? Right now, our weather is really nice. We're really it's really cool outside. So my pear trees are looking amazing, y'all. I'm actually doing a video covering my pear trees for the entire year. So I'm probably gonna release that video somewhere later in the season. So you're gonna get to see the pear trees from winter all the way to when it fruits. So like 1 year of growth. So you get to see everything. The flowering parts and all that stuff. Oh, 65, not bad. Yeah, it's great gardening weather with a sweater, of course. Yeah. Uh, yeah, so I'm gonna be answering questions if you guys have any. So I don't have anything planned, but I do have a lot of stuff coming up, like outside gardening, inside gardening, hydroponic inside, hydroponic outside, cracky systems, and I'm growing a bunch of veggies in these huge totes just sitting under the sun. So it's gonna be cool. Yeah. Einstein, Alberto Einstein. Good to have you. I recognize your name. I've seen you a few times. I'm doing great, thank you. 60 in Jersey. Wow, that's great. I thought in the north they have like a snowstorm recently. Drew, let me read your questions. Would love to hear more about your attempts to sustainable energy as to aerate your hydro system? Yes, a good point because I'm doing a lot of solar power aeration for my solar pumps. So I bought this really neat solar air pump outside, and man, those things are just really cool. I have a few videos coming up for that, Drew. So I'm going to show it to you. It's really awesome. And the amazing thing is that for a little air pump like that, you can actually power like a 27 gallons, and it works great. And it cost me like 26 bucks, but the amount of fun that I have with it is awesome. It's totally worth it. There's no issues. Actually, I did have one issue. We had so much rain at 1 week, and so we had the pump had water get inside, so it stopped working. So what I did was I take the pump and open it up and let it dry up, and yeah, and it worked again. So it's really cool. And then after 2 to 3 years, the solar panel get eaten up by, like the acid from the rain and stuff like that. So you can see the solar panel starting to like erode. But I mean, I spent $26 and it lasted me 3.5 years. I'm totally happy with it. It's totally worth the money. But yeah, Drew, so I'm gonna release a few of those videos coming up. So make sure to check it out. Solar power air pump to grow hydroponic outside in the sun. And yeah, man, I think people should make more of these kind of things, like using solar so that we can do a hydroponic outside. Leon, thank you, buddy. Where's the fourth child coming? There's no fourth child. There's not even a third. Leon's crazy. uh, Alberto Einstein, learn everything I know about hydro from you. Oh, thank you. I'm very grateful that you gave me such good feedback. Yeah, I hope the hydro is working out for you. A lot of people are so hesitant to try hydro, and I highly recommend you get into hydro because that is the future. And also, learning solar will also teach you a lot about original way of the traditional method of gardening. It's great. So try to do some of the traditional soil gardening, but also add hydroponic to it. That way you can compare the differences, but you can also learn to apply different things to the other systems as well. So it's great. So what's my favorite nutrients brand? I used to love the Master Blend because it is the most efficient, but also the cheapest to buy. But lately, I've gotten lazy, so I don't like to mix all three parts and all that stuff. So I like things that are like one part. That's it. So I've been using the Aerogarden plant food. It is a bit expensive, when you grow like 27 gallons and all that stuff. But I just love that you can just drop 5 milliliter per gallon, and then that's it. You don't have to do anything else. So the ease of use and efficiency is just fast. So I do like the Aerogarden plant food, and but if you want to save more money, you have to go with the Master Blend. It's a lot cheaper to use because you buy the 4-18-38, and then you buy the magnesium sulfate, and then for the Epsom salt, you can just go to your local CVS or Walgreens and buy a whole bag of it for really cheap. So yeah, it's great. Kyle, good to see you, Kyle. How's Hawaii, buddy? One of these days, I need to visit Hawaii. It's like my dream place to visit. I need to call you up, Kyle, if I ever go there. We've been friends for so long, and we never see each other. Have any extras? Lemon Starburst pots? No, I don't right now. The plant are still very small, so I have a few plants that's already fruiting and they're ready to be picked. But for the lemon starburst and all that stuff, it's going to be a few months away. Can you get substantial yield from grow tents in an apartment, or is it too? You know what? Grown inside an apartment, if you do it the right way, you can actually get a lot of yield, like even peppers, lettuce, herbs, all that stuff. You can do a lot in an apartment. So try hydroponic. I've done hydroponic herbs in a very small space, and it produced so much herbs. I mean, I can't use all of the basil that I grow, and I have to give them all away to my neighbors and all that stuff. Brandon, thank you, buddy, for the donation. Very, very appreciated. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm glad you like the grow from start to finish. A lot of the times I make videos, the reason I make them from start to finish is because back in the days when I started to look for things to learn from, I find that people make how-to videos, and then they just say, okay, this is how you do it, and then that's it. And I was like, okay, what happened next? Where's the result? I need to see it. So because of that, I made videos from start to finish because that's what I want to see. So yeah, Brandon, thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed the videos. GTF for live. How long do your lemon strawberry takes from seed to pot? From seed to pot, depends on how you grow them. If you grow them in the traditional method, like in the garden, it will take about 5 to 6 months for a fully grown tree plant. Five months at least. But 6 months, the plant will get enormous and it will produce a ton because the lemon starburst is a very heavy producer. And if you do it the right way, you will get so many pods from just one plant. If you're doing it in DWC, you can probably get pods from 4.5 months to 5 months, even less. And yeah, they love DWC. They're gonna grow like crazy. So if you grow DWC, when the plants get big, it's going to drink a lot. Oh wow, it's a year old. Wow, that's way long. It shouldn't take that long for the pods to come out. Is it because you're using what kind of nutrients are you using? Sometimes when you feed the plants a lot of the NPK, which is the nitrogen, if the nitrogen level is really high, like the 18 or something like that, it will make the plants grow like crazy, and it won't produce flowers. Oh, you're growing in Aerogarden. Okay, so here's the Aerogarden, right? The Aerogarden is very small. I think it's like maybe 1 gallon at the most. And when you grow the lemon starburst in there, after 3 or 4 months, it starts to drink water like crazy. So what happens is pepper plants are very sensitive when it starts to fruit, right? So it's going to drink the reservoir. And the thing is, when the plant is fruiting, it only takes up the nutrients that it needs. So it leaves the nutrients that it doesn't need behind. And so if you keep refilling and keep refilling, then your nutrient is going to be out of balance. So it's a good idea to always change it out completely after like 3 or 4 adds. Like you add nutrients about 3 to 4 times, change it out, rinse it with water, make sure you get rid of all the residue, and then give it fresh nutrients. And when it's fruiting, try to reduce on the nitrogen level. That way it will boost the bloom. So if you have like say if you use Dynagrow and Dynabloom, once it starts to fruit, you switch over to Dynabloom. So it kind of helped with the flowering process. Yes, Joe, algae is going to be a big issue because anytime lice can penetrate, you're going to have algae. So, it's not too much of a problem if you don't have too much algae, but if it gets out of control, it starts to compete with your plants for resources. So it'll suck up the oxygen from the water, and then your plant will start to suffer. Have you ever tried to use hydrogen peroxide? Hydrogen peroxide will help kind of like kill off the algae a little bit. So you dilute it and add it to your tank, and it will kind of control the algae a little bit. But make sure you just block the light from getting through into the nutrients, and then algae will not grow. Yeah, Aerogarden nutrients even. Yeah, if you have flower drops, that's because there's some imbalance. There's root problem. Are the roots brown? It probably is. If the roots are brown, then that's some issues in the root level. Tom Lawrence, what's up, buddy? Good to have you. Do you using Mycorrhizae and Inoculant? I don't ever use those, but I heard that it's good to use. I mean, Mycorrhizae is excellent because it's a companion for the roots. Roots with combination of mycorrhizal product, it helps the plant take in certain resources that it can't get without it. So mycorrhizae is actually really good for your plants. I just don't use it because it's just extra stuff that I don't want to spend money. But it's good, Glenn. So if you have it, use it. What is NPK for tomatoes and greens? Okay, so NPK, so greens is basically like veggies. They don't need a lot of bloom, so you use like the higher the N, the higher the nitrogen and the less of the K. For the fruiting, then you want to use less of the N and higher of the K. That way it helps with the fruiting process. So, but keep it simple. Sometimes you just use one nutrient and it'll work for the entire stages. But if you want to dial in everything, to the best, then for fruiting plants, it needs higher potassium. And for veggie greens, it needs higher nitrogen. Let's see. Let me. Dan Pearson, thank you. I'm glad you find it helpful. Let's see. Is there a rough ratio though? Dan, there is a rough ratio. If you go on to, if you look up, let's see. There's a website that I use that would tell you exactly what the plants need. Let me find that link for you. Let's see. I'll find that link for you. And it actually works really well if you have the right amount of. I forgot where that site is. How often do I add fertilizer to peppers that are grown in soil pots? If I usually do it on like a 2 weeks at a time, like every 2 weeks, I'll feed it like the fish emulsion, and it does help a little bit. In pots, you have to be careful to not over fertilize in pots. So go by the recommended dosage, and then give it a feeding every 2 weeks. Yeah, if you're growing lemon starburst, they're gonna be they're beautiful peppers, and they produce a ton, guys. So if you get a chance, try the lemon starburst. It's gonna brighten up your garden because it's a bright yellow, like a lemon, and it is just beautiful, and it tastes great too. So grow it. It's one of my favorite peppers. Let me see if I can read the question, guys. Sometimes I forget. Yes. I think my baby's just woke up, so I might have to get off very soon. Okay, guys. My baby just woke up, so I'm gonna have to get her. So I really want to answer a lot more questions, but I have to run. So thank you so much for joining me, and happy Sunday, everyone. I'll try to do it next week, and we'll do this again. Bye, everyone. Yes.